Hello, this is Linda.
And this is Mary.
Welcome to Pinky Rolls. We're gonna make a banana pudding here. We're just using a single recipe, and I'm gonna put these bananas over here.
Okay.
So,
Go ahead.
So I'm using the recipe on the back of Nabisco vanilla wafers. That's what I use. So we've got 3/4 cup of sugar, 1/3 cup of flour, 2 cups of milk, which we do.
You use evaporated milk.
Yes,
and half and half.
Okay. Yes.
Are you through with this? I'll take this.
Yes, I gotta get my eggs.
All right. You see, she's using one of these new whisks that you keep seeing.
That's a nice present Mary brought me this morning. I'm really excited to try this. So 3 egg yolks. Whoops. And I use egg separator.
And you sell a lot of banana puddings too, don't you, around here?
I sell a lot of banana puddings. I think this
She makes a really good one.
I think this egg yolk broke. It did. Whoops. I don't think
That's one. Yeah, I don't think you got any in there. You know, all you cooks out there, you know that you don't get yellow in your whites if you plan on making meringue, because that yellow will, your whites won't fluff up.
Mama made lots of banana puddings when we were kids, didn't she, Mary?
Yes, she did. And so she uses an egg separator, and I have one, but I don't ever use it. I just crack them open, switch it from side to side in the shell, and I mess up sometimes
I'm not
too.
that brave.
But that's the way I do mine.
Mary's been cooking a lot longer than I am.
Well, I've had a lot of kids to cook for. 3 kids and 6 grandkids and 8 great grandkids.
I'm gonna put my egg whites in the mixer, and y'all gonna hear some noise because I'm gonna turn this mixer on. This
Are you through
custard? Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. This custard mix comes together real quick. I cook it in the microwave, so I'm using my new whisk here to whisk the egg yolks in with the milk, and we're gonna stick it in the microwave and cook it at 2-minute intervals, probably for about 4 or 5 minutes, and I'll let you know exactly how long. You kind of have to take it out and stir it and go from there. So while this is cooking, we'll start my egg whites. I'm going to put it on 3 minutes to start in the microwave. Then I'm going to start cooking my egg whites. I've added a teaspoonful of cream of tartar to my egg whites to stabilize those, and that should be done about the same time that my custard gets done. So what I'm doing, I count out the vanilla wafers, and I usually make bigger batches, so this is kind of a little switch for me. I'm gonna grab the vanilla wafers.
Did you hear her say she counts the vanilla wafers? I poured in there out of the box and eyeballing it, but she counts hers.
I do. I put for the big batch I use 69 or 70, so I've half that, and I'm making one little individual serving out of this cute little dish, and then this is a throwaway container. So together, combined, there's 40 vanilla wafers here, and I'm going to use 3 bananas. Let me wash my hands. Did you layer yours?
I do, but that's okay.
I don't.
That's okay.
That's one thing that I'm not precise about. But I'll put 2 bananas in this throwaway container, and probably one in that small one. I don't like these little things on there. So we talked a little bit last week about we didn't mention Albuquerque last week, did we?
No.
Okay. I'm just because this past Saturday was mine and Mike's 40th wedding anniversary. I wanted to tell you something that happened when we lived in Albuquerque. I worked at the Marriott Hotel on 2101 Louisiana Northeast in Albuquerque. I was there when it opened. I'm a charter member, and we only had one car. So I either waited on Mike to pick me up, which when I'm saying waiting, I don't mean minutes, I mean hours. Or either I rode the bus or I walked home. So this particular day was our anniversary. This must have been in 83 or 84. And we were poor as Joe's turkey. I mean, we didn't have nothing. We lived in a little one-room apartment. And there was no money to buy anything for anniversary.
Go ahead.
So I went over to the mall to wait on him. And this particular day, I had decided to wait for him to pick me up. And walk in the mall, and there's a guy from the local radio station in there, and a whole bunch of crowd gathered around, and he was asking, he was giving away stuff, and he was asking for different things, like, does any of the women here have this in their purse? Does anybody have this in their purse? So, he asked, did anyone have a $2 bill in their purse? Mary, you want to get that $2 bill over there on the counter?
Oh, okay.
Everybody, my family, my brothers, and my sister, and Mama, of course, all knew that Daddy carried a $2 bill
Right,
in his
he
purse
did.
all the time. He kept it folded up.
Yeah.
You can see the folds there. It's very fragile, but it's very dear to me.
Yeah. And this is the one that Daddy had in his wallet. Okay.
And I had it with me, and I pulled it out of my purse and showed him. I won a very nice set of luggage. It was 3 pieces. It was probably valued at a couple $100, which was a lot of money.
Back then, for sure.
And I was just beaming from ear to ear when Mike picked me up, and I was rolling that set of luggage out of the car. And he said, what did you do? What did you buy? I said, I didn't buy anything. I won it. Happy anniversary.
Linda is very lucky. She, lots and lots of times she has won things. Only one time in my life that I actually won something, but that's all right. I'm blessed, and that's how.
Absolutely. So I'm taking our pudding mixture out of the microwave, and I'm going to stir it real good, and then I'm going to put it back in there. Whisk is really neat, Mary. I like it.
I hadn't used mine yet. I got me one too. I hadn't used it. They say they're good for with dough. Mixing and cake mixing things that's real heavy and thick. I'm gonna try it out. I just haven't done it yet.
I hope this noise is not drowning our voices out. So another time when we were in Jackson, Mississippi, this was at Thanksgiving. We were in downtown Castle Street. This would have been in the mid to late 60s. Edward and I were down there. They were having some kind of a festival or something. Mary, you were working at Learner Shops, and I'm sure you were working.
Yes.
And they had this huge drum out. They had the street blocked off, and they had this big drum out in the middle of the street where people were entering their names in it, and it was literally thousands of names in that drum. Yeah. Y'all probably seen it if they ever see something. The drum was probably 3-4 foot long and real big round. Yeah. And so we were walking across the street, and I told everybody, I said, I'm going to put my name in that. And they were giving away turkey, ham, Thanksgiving. And I put my name in that, and we had no more than walked in the door when we got home that I got a call that they had pulled my name out of that barrel.
And what did you win?
A turkey.
A turkey? I told you, Linda, she enters things, and she's just naturally lucky to win something. Now, what about, was you going to tell about the, when you was in Albuquerque, what, the peanut brittle, or are you going to tell that another day?
No, when we were in Albuquerque, I worked at the Marriott, and I had 3 weeks of vacation coming. And so I put in for my vacation, and ahead of time, because you had to do that. And I just decided I was going to sell peanut brittle at the state fair.
Is that, I don't know if that's going to turn or not.
Oh, I'll turn it down just a little bit. I'll turn it off for a minute. I told Mike, I said, I'm gonna get a booth at the state fair. And he's like, okay. You know, I've always tagged on to him. I always do things and tell Mike what I'm gonna do, and then he just says, okay.
Yeah, Mike backs her up, whatever she decides to do. And that's a lot of things too.
then I know you can do it. See, I'm used to cooking big batches.
And I don't know if she told you or not, but she's making this filling in the microwave.
Yes, I am. And I'm used to making big batches, and I cooked this just a hint too long.
So how long did you cook that?
I cooked it 3 minutes, and then I cooked it 1 minute and 45 seconds, which I should have just cooked it another minute. But we're gonna use it anyway. It's still gonna be good. So I'm gonna turn this back up. So anyway, I was in Albuquerque, and I was at the hotel working, and I was in the bathroom, and there was a bunch of people in there, and I told them I was gonna get a booth at the fair, and they said, "You won't never get a booth at that fair. It's all political. People have booths from years to years, and they get those contracts, and they do not let them go once they get them." So I said, "Well, I'm gonna get one." And so I went home and made some peanut brittle, and literally had to learn how to make it come from high altitude. I've run several batches before I finally got it right.
Linda's been making peanut brittle for 10 years, and when she was younger, for 10 years straight, she made peanut brittle. But this, like she said, in Albuquerque, the altitude's different, and that affects the peanut brittle.
I'm seeing this down with just a little bit of milk. So I made those batches on my day off. I went into the State Fair Commission and asked to see the commissioner. They asked me, "Did you have an appointment?" I said, "Nope, I sure don't, but I got something for him." So I waited just a few minutes, and they brought me back there, and I told him who it was, told him what I had and what I wanted. And I told him, I said, "Just pass it around the office, and y'all try this, and see what you think about it." So it was probably 2 or 4 days later.
You left your phone number with you?
Yes, left my phone. Well, this was, in the 80s, so there was no cell phone. But I got a call in a few days, and he said, come down here, get the contract, get it signed, and get your money paid. It was $600 for the booth. Now, keep in mind, this was a state fair.
Right.
This was in the 80s, and this was a big deal. $600 even in the 80s was a lot of money.
Yeah.
I actually went to the bank and borrowed the money to pay for the booth.
Hey, when Linda makes up her mind to do something, she does it.
And the banker asked me, he said, "Do you think you're going to make this much money?" I said, "I know I'm going to make this much money, and a whole lot more." So got the money together, went down there and took the signed contract, and we started making peanut brittle. And I told Mike, I knew how long, because y'all keep in mind, I had made thousands of bags of peanut brittle. Literally thousands of bags. So I knew how long it took to make it. We went to the Goodwill and bought boilers, because we didn't have boilers heavy duty enough to make this in. So, you ever heard that saying, where there's a will, there's a way?
Yeah.
You don't ever tell Kingston we can't do something, because we're going to find a way to do it. So, we started making peanut brittle, and we literally made peanut brittle around the clock for days. I mean, we got to the point when we were getting down to the wire that we took turns sleeping, and that's how busy we were, because we knew we had to get this made. Because in the contract, you had to have product for every day of the fair, and you couldn't come and stay a few hours. You had to be there from 10 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night.
Wow.
And that was part of it. So we got these big boxes, and we got them all marked and stamped, and we started making peanut brittle, and we made just a little over 6,000 bags of peanut.
That's a lot of peanut butter.
2 people, me and Mike. When it come time for the fair to open, we took it down there and hauled our product in. People started coming by, and they thought they were tortillas. They didn't know what the peanut brittle was. We gave out samples. There was a candy lady. You come to Albuquerque to visit.
Yes, I did.
There was a shop there in Old Town. Anybody that's ever been to Albuquerque knows what I'm talking about. Candy lady. And she was well known, had been there for decades.
Yeah.
She was our competition. And she didn't sell peanut brittle, but she sold a lot of other different kinds of candy. And people started tasting of that peanut brittle, and they started coming around and buying it by the both loads. And And we sold every single bag.
6,000 bags.
6,000 bags.
And a bag had 2 patties in it.
Yes, it had 2 patties.
That's 12,000 patties she made.
Yes. And the last night of the fair, we were so tired we were giddy. I mean, we were that tired, we were exhausted. But we decided that we wanted to go ride some rides. So we got all of our stuff packed up, all the boxes, empty boxes. We got all of our tables and everything packed up. And so we went to the Midway. And Mike had just bought a new pair of Sansabelt pants from the men's shop because we were making money, right? So he went and bought him a swanky pair of pants. They were very nice pants. They were dress pants. I don't even know what he had them on at the fair for, but he had them on. So there was 2 rides that we wanted to ride. One of them was one of these high rides, kind of like something like a roller coaster. And we found out later, we didn't know then, that was the only ride in the fair that had broke down and come off the tracks. Well, that was one of the rides that we rode, which was crazy.
Oh my goodness.
And the other ride was these water boat cars, kind of like bumper cars, but they were in a thing of water. That water was horrible. It was murky. It was smelled like diesel fuel from them boat motors, and so there was one person to a boat, and Mike got in one, I got in another one, and the ride time is not very long. Y'all know any ride at a fair is not very long. So Mike rode his, and he got back to shore, and when he got out, because you had to get out, it was a pretty high step. When he got out, he bent, and when he did, it ripped the seat of his pants out.
Oh my goodness!
So those brand new pants that he paid good money for, the rear end of them was ripped open, and you could see his white underwear.
Oh my goodness!
And I'm out in the middle. Everybody else has done come back, and I'm out in the middle and can't get back to shore.
Oh goodness!
They're on the loudspeaker, lady, it's time to come back. Get on back here. Like I was some kind of a kid that wasn't going to come to mommy when mommy was calling me. I couldn't get the boat back. It wouldn't stir. And Mike was standing on the sidelines, embarrassed to death because he was trying to hide his ripped pants. And I'm standing out there. Do I jump in the water and just wade back to shore and let them come get the boat or what? And this went on probably for 7 or 8 minutes, which seemed like a lifetime to me. I got out of that boat, and we both laughed so hard we couldn't hardly even walk to the car. It was just
that was some
hilarious.
good times.
It was good times. It was funny, and we were so tired. Probably wouldn't have been as bad if we hadn't been so tired, but it was really hilarious. So I'm fixing to pour this up and get some sugar in the meringue and get this on here and get in the oven, and I guess we'll do another little short just to show a picture, maybe just a still shot when I get this done. And I apologize about this mixer. I was trying to time it where it would all be ready at the same time, but because I was talking, that was taking up some of my time. So we'll be back with you again and show you a picture of this when we get it finished. Yes, I'm going to.
Okay.
So we'll see you again later. Thank you again for joining us.
All right.
Bye.